This video explains how the Electricity Education Portal works. When you arrive at education.ea.gov.nz, read the disclaimer in the red box and agree to the terms by clicking on the Accept button. Now you're in, this is the Industry Overview page. There are two ways to enter the material in the portal, either by clicking on a part of the Industry Overview graphic that's relevant to your question, or by moving straight to the node map of all the material by clicking on the node map icon. But for now, we'll click on the Industry Overview as that's a slightly more structured way to explore the content based on a set of key questions you might be asking. What you are seeing in the graphic are electricity sector groups represented with a number of different coloured icons or buttons. Let's say we're a retailer. By clicking on the retailer in the graphic, it takes you to our network map of the information and highlights the nodes that are relevant to that part of the industry that you selected. The rest of the nodes are greyed out. Secondly, it brings out the use case panel and it identifies me as wanting information about being a retailer. Use cases allow me to narrow my focus to a particular question I might want to ask, such as, how do I get started? There's a lot of information there. What are my costs? Or what are the switching protocols? I can toggle on and off each use case and it highlights on the node map in orange the relevant nodes to that question. The numbering also tells me what order I do this in. I can now start exploring the information in the portal. At any stage, clicking on a node, let's start with the first node in this use case, types of retailers, will take me to the information about that node. In this case, it will make the use case pane disappear. But don't worry, clicking on the tick in the left-hand bar will always bring it back if you need to. Once I'm down at node level, I have an overview panel on the left and a miniature map on the right. The mini-map shows all the other nodes that are directly linked to this node, giving you an idea of what the related topics are. In the overview panel, you'll find a description of the topic, links to other authority material, or other relevant websites. Some of the keywords have a definition. You can tell this by the little dots under each term. Hover over to see the definition pop up. On some nodes there may be videos or documents, and this would be shown through the appearance of another tab at the top here. If I skip through quickly here to the Regulatory Framework node, I can see a video on the structure of the industry. I can continue to move through this use case by clicking on the next node in the numbered sequence. Sometimes the node map won't have a direct link to the next node to be read. To get back to the full map and find that node, click on the black arrow at the top of the screen and select the node you require from there. You don't have to use the use case approach to explore the material. As we saw before, this button at the top toggles between the industry overview and the network map, so you can go back and select a different participant on the industry overview, or equally, you can select material for different participants using this menu here. When you land on the site, if you want to avoid the whole use case approach and go straight to the node map, you can use this instead of clicking on the industry overview graphic, and then you can navigate through the network however you want. The nodes you have visited will turn blue so you can always easily tell where you've been. When you navigate back to the main network view, you can also use a search box to find material more directly. This will list the nodes where that search string is mentioned. At the bottom of the list, you have the option of searching on the authority's main website. Sharing information from the portal is really easy. Each page has its own URL. You can use these in training manuals or email the link to your colleague. One thing to note is when you're using this portal, the forward and back buttons on your web browser navigation bar won't work. We hope you found this how-to guide helpful. If you have user feedback on the education portal, we'd love to hear from you. Just email marketoperations@ea.gov.nz.